Welcome, race fans, once again to MaxSpeedTV. We are bringing you another edition of the Northwest Truck Series. That is presented by Sanctuary Studios. Tonight is the Radiant Skin 150, again presented by Sanctuary Studios. Before we get into all of the racing action here, as we have about 20 minutes left in practice, we want to go through all of the sponsors that make all of this possible. On the MaxSpeedTV side of things, of course, simspeedshop.com. Big shout out to them for jumping on board. Definitely go check out their button boxes that they have on their Facebook and on their website. HRE Motorsports and Elite 7 Racing, both great teams that help us out here by donations from time to time, so definitely go check both of them out. Virtual2reality.tv. They give us 3-month codes. We also cover their series on Friday and now coming up on Wednesday as well at 9 p.m. Central. So definitely check those out. And after this race, we'll check and we'll take the top 2 people, the first 2 people that have not been on iRacing ever before that want to get into it, and they have a racing wheel and pedals or at least a gaming controller, Xbox controller would work perfect. We will get you hooked up with a 3-month code here to iRacing, so definitely be checking us out for that. Dirtco Media House. Again, we do broadcast to Facebook for some events, and that is done thanks to Dirtco Media House, as they are the ones that pay that for us, so we can do so. And our newest partner here on the MaxSpeedTV side of things is Ohio IndyCar League. So if you are on iRacing and you are in the Ohio club, go and check them out for some great IndyCar racing. Now to the racing side of things here, definitely Highway Equipment Company, definitely check them out. They have 2 divisions here. One of them is Highway, so definitely a big shout out to them for coming on board. We will have some people running their cameras here for onboard cameras for interviews, and we'll go on board with them here in just a little bit. But those 2 are, if we can pull them up here, I believe we may not have one of them here with us tonight, but John Ottenbacher will be running one, and there, Sean, I do believe, is one. He may be here tonight. I do believe he is. So we'll check in with him here in a little bit. And New Leader, another division of the same company. We have several people driving that one, and Mark Walls and Jeff Stabnow going to be running the New Leader onboard camera here tonight. So a big shout out to them. And of course, Sanctuary Studios. They also have an onboard camera here tonight, and that is going to be run by Josh Cushman. So be checking out all of these great sponsors. Check them out on their Facebook pages, websites, whatever they have. Definitely give them a big shout out for jumping on board for this season. Again, this is going to be a great season. So we have about 24 drivers in here. And there it is, Sean Brightsman. That is the one running the other highway camera. He just got here, so he is indeed here with us tonight. So he will be running the other highway on-board camera. But again, we are here in practice for about 16 minutes, so we are going to pull up our practice overlay for you just for a minute here. Again, coming up next will be qualifying here in about 16 and a half minutes. So we have a lot of great stuff coming up here shortly. Friday night we do have at 9 p.m. Central the V2RTV Dirtco Media House Sprint Car Series powered by Payday GG. And come Saturday night at 7 p.m. Central, we do have the DSRL, or Dirt Slingers Racing League. That is the 360 league as well. So both of those coming up as our next 2 broadcasts. So make sure you tune in for those as well. Again, we are here in practice, so we are actually going to jump down to right with these guys here, as we are going to switch our camera just to give you a better idea, and we are also going to throw up our driver bar so you can get a feel for what these guys' trucks look like and what their name is, a correlation with that, as we see the 7 of Brett Johnson going flipping hard, and now he's going to get clobbered once again. So that was an extremely hard hit there, but again, he is on pit road now. So there we go. We'll switch over to another driver scraping the wall. There is the number 49 of Doug Hunt. And be careful because we are going to see a lot of wall riding here tonight. It will happen. It's unfortunate, but it does happen. We're actually going to see here. We'll switch out to TV2. Christopher White is the number 35 here. Be looking for him. We watched him be very fast, so I don't expect anything else to change here tonight. But while we have a moment, let's pull it up here. We do have it on hand for us. So we would go through the point standings real fast. The top 10 drivers. Jeff Stabnow winning last week at Daytona. He is your points leader with 46 points right now. Behind him is David Applegate with 42. Christopher Sherburne with 41. And then another Christopher right behind him, Chris White with 41 as well. So a tie there for third place. Right behind him, David Heath with 39 points. 38 points is Josh Cushman. John Onbacher also 38 points, tied for sixth position. Eighth place is Kip Leo with 35 points. 34 points is in ninth place Steven Silstad. Again, hopefully we do pronounce that one right. And rounding out your top 10 is Sean Breitzman with 33 points. So again, those are your top 10 in points right now. So it's going to be a very interesting night, to say the least. This is a very short track. I do expect to see a lot of good racing, but we may see a lot of wrecks here. We don't know. We watch practice, and these trucks get very loose here. So we'll be watching for anything and everything here tonight. So definitely don't count anything out. We also have, obviously, here some new graphics that you may see on the screen, as we have a lot more coming here very soon. Kind of debuting this here tonight with this league. This is our what I would call my flagship league. They have a lot of great races here, so we like to debut new stuff here with them. But that is coming up, so let's go here for a second. Let's go on board with these guys here. So we'll go on board. Let's see. Let's go on board with Christopher White right now. Again, with a good run for him earlier. He's right now 7th fastest, so he will be one to watch here tonight. As we'll put up our new camera there. There he is. We got Sean White right now. Again, riding on board with him. We'll go through these drivers here. There it is. John Ottenbacher, currently 11th fastest. He is running the highway on board camera here. Again, Sean Breitzman also going to be running that. He has not touched the track yet, so we cannot get in with him at the moment, but we will throughout this race. So a lot of guys. Mark Wall's not on the track right now, as well as Jeff Stabnow. He is actually on the track, so he is running one of the new leader on-board cameras here tonight. Again, definitely go check these guys out. They are the title sponsor for the other series here with the Xfinity cars. So you want to go check them out. Give them a big shout out for jumping on board here. But again, we are going to step away here for just 1 minute or so as we switch over to our other camera here. And again, we're going to be right back in probably just a few minutes as we take last minute preparations here to get everything taken care of. Again, you are watching the Radiant Skin 150 presented by Sanctuary Studios. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here. We have Sean and Brightsman on the line with us here in the booth. So right now, we were just looking at the points. You're sitting in 10th place in points right now. Not far, 13 points out of the lead. We did see you one of the last ones to get in here. So curious how much practice has been put into this race. This is a tricky little track, especially for these powerful trucks. So I'm sure you have some time behind there. But just how many laps have you put in here to get ready for this?
Oh my. For a person that normally doesn't practice, which is myself, I've actually turned probably close to about 500 laps in the last 2 nights and part of today. So, got definitely quite a few laps here at this track.
That is definitely a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, nowhere uh, or way more. We won't be running anywhere near that tonight. Only 150. So, being with this track, it is a very tiny track compared to Daytona. So, I haven't personally been on this track too many times, especially not for 150 laps. But running 150 laps on this track, what does this one do as far as tire wear? Does it eat your tires up, or is it fairly good to your tires?
It definitely eats the tires up. We You're gonna see people probably push and hit the wall. It wears the right front pretty good as you because it's a second and third groove track. A lot of drivers are going to be moving down that second line, braking hard, drifting up a little bit, diamonding the corner, and it's gonna put a little extra wear on that right front. Expect definitely the trucks to change over even probably 15 laps.
We'll definitely be watching here. So we already see the number 12 of Jason Hunt taking over a little spin there. Is there one corner that's going to be a little more tricky for yourself and other drivers? One or two, three, four? Or is it pretty much even as far as this track goes?
They're pretty even. I seem to have a little more issues in one than I guess entering one and then exiting four. Throttle wise, four is going to be a pretty common place to spin out at. Entering one, I usually have some issues under braking where it could break loose and start to spin on entry. So
Well,
that's where I think we're going to see a calamity at.
yeah, we'll definitely be watching there then to see. We've already seen a few people spin out, but not too terribly many here. Again, we're in practice for the next about 6 minutes or so. But we know you probably got some sponsors, at least some shout outs you want to give for getting you here tonight for the race. So who would those be?
I'd like to thank Highway. They are my race truck sponsor, as well as Walls Beard Co. Without those guys, both of them, we wouldn't have this awesome painted truck and be able to be running this series, as well as of course, our Northwest Truck Series sponsor, Sanctuary Studios. So I'm really happy to have the Sanctuary Studios on board. Without those guys, again, we wouldn't have nice broadcasts with MaxSpeedTV, of course, and yourself there, Charles. So.
All right. Well, again, thanks for joining us here in the booth. We'll be right back, folks, here in about probably a minute or two. We're going to see if we can't find us another driver to get a quick interview in before qualifying. So stay tuned, and we will be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here for just a minute or so. We do have Ryan Maines in the booth with us. Obviously, you are the fastest person here in practice right now with a 21.305. So, how much practice has been put in to get that time? Again, it's not by much. You do have about .021 over Mark Walls, but it is enough to put you there. So, is this more of a qualifying trim run, or was that in a race trim?
That one was actually in race trim and completely by accident. I was testing out stability and was driving it about as hard as she'd go, and she gave me a good time out of there.
Well, that could make it very interesting come race time if that was race trim and by accident. Speaking of, qualifying trim versus your race trim, as we have about 2.5 minutes till qualifying, how much harder are you going to push this truck during qualifying compared to, the everyday lap that you're going to have to maintain a good speed for 150 laps?
The idea is to get her as close to the edge as possible, so I'm hoping I don't slide out of 4, but if I'm not a little nervous about that, I'm probably not driving hard enough.
This is true. This is motorsports, so you do push it to the limit. So we'll look to see you pushing it to the limit here in the race anyway. But looks like we have, again, about 1:45. So any sponsors or shout-outs you want to give for getting you here tonight and possibly seeing if you can get into victory lane?
Probably thank all the sponsors, especially you guys. I guess Sanatorium, the race sponsor, for getting all this online so I can watch it later and laugh at myself.
All right. Well, it looks like it, and it looks like Chris White just ran a little bit faster, but only by .004, so not much. You still got a good shot in there with him. But again, that was Ryan Maines. So we'll be back here in just a minute. We are actually going to step away and get to the national anthem, and we'll come right back with qualifying.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with qualifying now. As we are getting it up, there it is. We're going to switch over here to Ryan Maines as we'll put our driver bar up. He is coming out on to the track now. And they have 10 minutes to put the fastest time they can in. They only have, I believe, 2 laps to do so. Again, Ryan Maines was second fastest in the last race, so we're going to definitely keep an eye on him here tonight. Brandon Peters just ran a 21.604. He is currently the fastest time. Trenton Barrington right behind him with a 21.640. As there it is, Josh Cushman going to take it to the top with a 21.405. And a good run for him in that Sanctuary Studios number 95 machine. And we'll take a look. David Applegate just put it to second with a 21.507. So another good run for him. But again, just like that, Jason Hunt's going to take it to the very top with a pole position time of 21.401. So these times are getting faster and faster. As we look, third place right now is John Ottenbacher with a 21.409. We're trying to keep a good, close eye on all these times here. As now John Ottenbacher is actually going to take it to the pole position with a 21.349. The first 0.3 second time. So we'll look back here. Ryan Maines currently in fourth with a 21.411. So a good run for him. Scott Mann currently in 10th place as he is your top 10 time. Now 11th with a 21.672. As Sean Breitzman is going to take it to the top with a 21.071. What a fast time, 21.0. That is a blistering time here at this track as he gets way out of shape there but saves it. Andy Vogt, there he is. Andy Vogt currently not a time in. He is being shown in third now as he puts a time in of a 21.383. John Ottenbacher currently with a 3.49. As well, just ahead of him, Sean Breitzman, of course, at the top. Brett Johnson currently on track in 13th with a 21.884, and he is going to take a 860, but he'll stay in 13th position. David Heath out on the track right now in the number 42 machine, as he has not put in a time officially yet. A few drivers still left to qualify, most notably here, Chris White, Jeff Stabnow, have not put in time, so we'll keep an eye to see if they're going to put any in here with about 6.5 minutes left to go. And David Heath's going to put in a time of a 21.686, so another fast time for him, 13th fastest right now. Gary Nichols currently back in 18th with a 22.129 to put himself again in 18th position. Andy Vogt just got off the track, third fastest time with a 21.383 still. He ran a few extra laps. And there it is. Looked like Jeff Stabnow was going to come out onto the track, but he is actually going to not come out just yet, so we'll wait for him to come out. Again, right now, nobody on the track except for Gary Nichols, who has already put in his laps of a 22.121. And I don't believe this lap's going to count right there. He has already put all his qualifying laps in. There's Jeff Stabnow coming out on to the track now in that new leader, number 24 machine here, as he is on the backstretch. So this time by, will start his first timed lap. All right. Again, right now he is on his first time lap. Obviously, a 4-minute 51-second time is not going to cut it, but that was just a warm-up lap when he was on pit road. So he is going to come by the flag stand right there. We'll put it in and let's see what he times in. Second fastest, 21.264 to put him outside pole on the outside row 1. Chris White on the track right now. He has not put a lap in either. He is going to start his lap 1 right there, I do believe. Actually, that will be his first time lap, actually, correction, with a 21.311 to put him on row 2 on the inside. Again, third fastest here in qualifying. So, Daniel Porovich, Dan Stuzzi, Thomas Green, Sean Freeberg, Ray Horner, Scott Hutchinson, Mike Peterson, those guys have not qualified yet. So very interesting there to see that they have not put in a time, as it looked like Daniel Porovich was about to put in a time, but has not done so just yet. Again, qualifying about 3.5 minutes left here coming up on it. Again, nobody on the track right now except for the 35 of Chris White. As time is winding down, we'll see if anybody's going to come out next. So as always, we would like to know, let us know in chat who you are rooting for here tonight. Hopefully Rudy can get in here, get those downloads of having some computer issues or iRacing issues more or less. So unfortunately for the moment I am the only one here in the booth. But hopefully we can get a second one in here later on if Rudy can get iRacing set up. But again, for the time being, it is just me here. So we apologize in advance. But we're going to do our best here with only one person covering this. It looks like the 35 is going to get it. But still, 3 minutes to go. We still have a lot of drivers that have not taken laps here. And we'll see if they are going to start in the back or if they are going to start at all. That will all be determined here in the next 2.5 minutes, as that is all we have left here in qualifying. Again, if you have a driver you're rooting for here tonight, I know we saw David Applegate in chat with us. Obviously, he's probably going to root for himself. But if you have a favorite driver, let us know in the chat by doing so, as we have about 26 drivers here tonight. So we'll be keeping a very close eye on that to see how many do start. As again, about 26, 27 drivers here. But right now, about 6 of them have not taken laps. 7 of them technically have not taken laps out of the 27. And I don't think right now, again, Chris White, the only one that is still sitting on pit road. So we're just about 1.5 minutes away from your HRE Motorsports starting grid, as he is going to take it off pit road here. So we are going to go to Scenic here, just talk for a minute. Again, I do expect to see some great racing here tonight. It has been fantastic at Daytona for the races we've had, and I don't see anything else. We've had the non-points race at Daytona for the trucks, and then the Xfinity and the actual points race for the trucks, both at Daytona. Jeff Stabnow won last week, so we see if he can duplicate that here again, as we have 1 minute left in qualifying. It doesn't look like these 7 drivers are going to come out onto the track. So we'll see which one of these are going to start and which one of these are just going to pack it up and go home a little bit early. Again, your pole sitter right now is Sean Breitzman with a 21.071. And at this point, 45 seconds ago, nobody's going to be able to come out here and take a lap. So you might as well consider qualifying done. Nobody has time to come out here and run 2 laps. So again, there it is, 20 seconds left to go. We're just letting the clock run down at the moment. For anyone just tuning in with us here tonight, you are watching the Northwest Truck Series. This is the Radiant Skin 150 presented by Sanctuary Studios. So a big shout out to Radiant Skin for jumping on board here to sponsor this race. 150 laps, as that's going to do it. Next up is your race. All right, again, it is race time here. Everybody is getting on to pit road here. So we are going to take a look here for just a minute, as they are getting ready anyway. So let's go ahead and do it. Let's go through your HRE Motorsports starting grid. Row 1 is going to be Sean Breitzman and Jeff Stabnow, both very great drivers, and we'll be looking to see if Jeff Stabnow can take another win here after winning at Daytona last week. Row 2 is going to be Chris White and John Ottenbacher. Row 3 is going to be Andy Vogt and Jason Hunt. Row 4 is going to be Josh Cushman and Ryan Maines. Row 5 is going to be Mark Walls and Doug Hunt. Row 7 is going to be Trenton Barrington and Scott Mann. Row 8 is going to be David Heath and Brett Johnson. Row 9 is going to be Carl Burke and Brad Carpenter. Row 10 is going to be Ricky Poser and Gary Nichols. Row 10 is going to be Sean Freeberg and Ray Foreigner. Row 12 is going to be Scott Hutchinson and Thomas Green. Again, these guys not taking qualifying laps back here. Row 13 is going to be Dan Stuzzi and Mike Peterson. And rounding out the field in row 14 is going to be Daniel Porovich, also not taking a time. Again, that was your HRE Motorsports starting lineup. All right, you can see them on the track now, as that is a nice field there right behind the pace car. The lights are off, so that means this time by we will officially get the green flag. So again, this next time by, green flag will be coming out. So again, as always, let us know who you are rooting for, as we have a great race coming up. Switch to our main camera here. Looks like Daniel Porovich, Sean Freeberg, and Scott Hutchinson are not going to make the race here. So that is unfortunate for those guys. They are not going to make the race. Good. There it is. Pace car is off. Green flag's out. We're racing here for the first time in the race. So what a good race indeed it will be, as they are already getting to a good start here, as we have the 46 and the 24 battling extremely hard. That is Sean Brightsman and Jeff Stabnow battling for first position, and they're going to trade it back and forth left and right here, as it looks like to lead lap 1 it's going to be Jeff Stabnow. He will officially lead lap number 1 here tonight. So a good run for him, but here comes Sean Brightsman back on the outside, and we'll get back to the rest of this field. But right now, there's a huge battle going on for the lead, as it looks like Stabnow is going to get a huge lead now, and he's going to pull away from Sean Brightsman. So we're going to go back here, back to John Ottenbacher, who has got a tough field coming up behind him of Josh Cushman, Andy Vogt, and Jason Hunt getting into the mix. These guys are all mixing up right there. As you can see, that is for 4th, 5th, and 6th position right now. The 089, the 95, and the 10. All these guys mixing up. And here comes the 12 getting into the mix of Jason Hunt. He is not going to give it up either. He is going to try to get in there and mix it up with these guys. So here back in 8th place, Ryan Maines, Mark Walls, another one we would expect to be a little higher up, and I'm sure he will be, as a caution is going to come out. Ryan Foreigner and Carl Burke getting together, as we have a car upside down. Let's go back and take a look. What happened here between Ray Foreigner and Carl Burke, as a major contact was made to 26. Looked like he went upside down. We'll see. Oh, there it is. Contact made, and flips him over several times, getting into the outside fence. And that wall, that is going to flip him over. Looks like the 53 will keep going, but again, Ray Foreigner, his night here winning, just went out the windows. He flipped 3 times in the air, getting caught into the fence. As we go back up to live, he has got some smoke coming out of that truck. So he is already 1 lap down. Carl Burke a lap down as well. That will put Jeff Stabnow in the race lead. There it is, your leader, Jeff Stabnow, in the number 24 new leader machine. Right behind him is Sean Brightsman, followed by Chris White. Ottenbacher in 4th, and Cushman in 5th. So again, just tuning in here tonight, you are watching the Radiant Skin 150 laps here at Lucas Oil Raceway. Again, we are only on lap 6, fixing to be lap 7 when they cross the line. Take a look, that is our first caution for 3 laps, still 144 laps left to go here. It won't take too long once we get into a pattern here. of green flag runs. This race will not take very long as they're running 21-second laps. Alright, for this restart here, looks like we'll go on board with Sean Breitzman here with one of the new leader onboard cameras here. But again, they'll go on that with the restart. Right now, I do expect nobody will pit. There's just no reason to. They've only had 7 laps on these tires. Fixed to be 8, but I do believe the lights will be going off this time. If we're going to look at the pace car, they are indeed off, so we will double file up here. So again, let's go on board with Sean Breitzman here for the restart. See what happens if he spins those tires. You'll watch his hands here. You're going to see some little subtle movements. We'll see how much he's having to work that wheel here on the restart. There it is. Green flag is back out. Again, not very many settles. There he goes into the turn. Look how much he is actually having to turn that wheel quite a bit to get through this corner. As we'll switch up to camera 1 here. And he has already got a little bit of a gap there. As you see, Jeff Stabnow has a sizable lead at the moment. We're going to go back here to 5th place as we got a battle going on between Chris White and Josh Cushman. As it looks like Chris White is going to take the position from him of 4th. And here comes the number 10 of Andy Vogt going to try to get in there as well, see if he can't make something happen. But right now, it's just not happening. They're single file out all the way back here. It looks a little further back. Everybody you can see single file out. We're going to go back here towards the back even further as we are watching 14th position of Gary Nichols and Brandon Peters. Even they were now single out. They were kind of making it double wide for a minute. I do like to see these guys experimenting with different lines throughout. As it looks like the 49, Doug Hunt's going to get way out of shape. Almost get that car completely sideways. Now he's got the 13 of Brad Carpenter trying to get by him. But he does recover enough that he doesn't lose too many spots. So very interesting there that he did not lose any more spots than he did. Again, everybody's single file out as it looks like the 12's going around. Caution will come out. We'll go find him. That is Jason Hunt. And so major damage to the front of that car. Let's go back and take a look. What happened to the number 12 of Jason Hunt? If I do suspect, he probably got loose by himself. There it is, just broke loose. All of a sudden, hard contact with that inside wall. And not enough that he can't keep it going. He will turn that car around and keep it going as we will go back up to live. Again, Jeff Stabnow is your race leader. Again, he is running the new leader onboard camera here tonight. One of the main sponsors of the Xfinity series, so definitely go check them out. We watch them each night here, Monday night, so definitely make sure you tune in for that race as well. But right now you're watching the Radiant Skins 150 presented by Sanctuary Studios, and this is the Northwest Truck Series. So we might get an interview with him here in a second. Not too many laps have been completed, so no need to interview on anyone at the moment. Not much has changed. We'll take a look here at our top 5. It is currently Jeff Stabnow out front, Sean Breitzman in 2nd, John Ottenbacher in 3rd, Chris White in 4th, and Josh Cushman in 5th position. So again, we always like to know, let us know in chat who you would like to see here in Victory Lane. Do you have a favorite driver? Always let us know in a chat. Alright, we'll see if we can get an eye on the pace car. Lights are still on, single file, so we're not going racing this time. Taking another look at our cautions, that is our second caution of the night for 7 laps, fixing to be 8 laps, still 136 laps to go. So we have plenty of racing action still to go, as I do expect we will see maybe 1 or 2 more cautions, but for the most part, we will have some good green flag racing here shortly. Alright, again, green flag should be up. It looks like we're having an extra lap here, as it seems like we would have gone green earlier. But I do expect to see the lights go out this time. Again, they take about 3 to 4 laps here, as there they are indeed, lights are off. So Jeff Stabnow going to be leading them to here, and he is going to actually lead them on the outside. So very interesting picking that outside lane here for the restart. So we'll definitely see if that's beneficial for him tonight. All right. Looks like everyone is ready. Double file. Green flag is out. We're racing once again here at Lucas Oil Raceway. Stabnow out to a little bit of a lead already. 0.266, now 0.333. Sean Brightsman right behind him in second place. John Ottenbacher in third. Those three kind of single file out, but look behind them. Chris White and Josh Cushman battling for 4th position right now, as it looks like Chris White is going to have it at the line in the number 35 machine. He will indeed have it. So a good run for him, as the yellow flag is going to come out again, and this time it's going to be for Brandon Peters in the number 25. So let's go back and take a look. What happened to the number 25? We see it was all fine right here. Not sure. Gets into the outside wall, possibly. We'll keep an eye, as he was running back there with the number 95 of Josh Cushman. Actually, not sure why that did that. It was a 25 that did it. No, so hang on. Let's see if we can't go back one more. And we did miss it. So not sure what happened there. We do apologize, but that was a 25, not the 35 that ended up wrecking. And we are having some slight delay here with the overlay, so we do apologize for that. Again, I'm not sure if anyone's going to be able to catch the stab now. We'll see. Brightsman, Ottenbacher, White, and Cushman all in the top 5 right now, and they have all shown very fast times right now. He is doing a good job of hanging on to the lead. All right, had to step away there for just a minute. We did get word from Sean Brightsman that Radiant Skins is doing free shipping if you use the promo code NWTS. That stands for Northwest Truck Series, so all caps NWTS for free shipping from Radiant Skins. Again, skin care products are not just for the ladies out there. They do have some men's products as well. So a big shout out to them for jumping on board. Again, they are the race sponsor here for this race. Again, the Radiant Skin 150. So definitely make sure you check them out and get some free shipping if you use that promo code, all caps, NWTS. It looks like we are still going to take one more lap here. So we'll get ready to gear up. Again, having some slight delay with the overlay, so we do apologize for that. But right now, your race leader right there, the 24 of Jeff Stabnow. Alright, and again, just got word also from Rudy Cummings, unfortunately, still having the issue with his iRacing, so he is not going to be able to join us here in the booth. Definitely disappointing. We wanted to see him in the booth, but just not going to happen here tonight. That leaves just me here tonight, so we're going to do the best to cover this we can. Again, we do apologize for the overlays being a little sluggish for us, you might say. Hopefully it does not carry over there, but the green flag is out. Put the top three back up. We are racing once again here, as you see a good battle going on all the way back to 5th position right now. So it looks like Cushman is going to get by a vote. Those two not going to give it up without a fight. The number 10 of Andy Vogt is definitely going to keep digging. We know he's fast. Look who's coming into the picture now. The 29 of Mark Walls. He's definitely been digging. He was back about 3 positions earlier. He's working his way as we're going to move back up to the front. Here comes the position. Chris White trying to make Sean Brightsman fall back 1 position. He's going to try to take 2nd from him. Couldn't make it happen that time. He's going to keep digging. Here he comes. Look at the run he gets coming out of turn 4. And unfortunately still unable to capitalize off it, as right now it is Jeff Stabnow, Sean Brightsman, and Christopher White in your top 3 positions right there. And here comes Brightsman, going to try to make a move for the lead. Couldn't make it stick. He's going to fall back 1 position to a 2nd. So nobody's giving this up yet. Just yet again, you have plenty of laps left to go. Chris White definitely going to try to get in there. And here comes Brightsman. He's going to pass him for the lead. And he will take it, but can he hang on to it is the question, as they almost make contact coming out of 2, coming into 3. It looks like it will be the 46 of Sean Brightsman. Those guys battling very hard right now for the position. Oh, Brightsman's going to get loose, and he saves it. He doesn't touch the wall. What a save for Sean Brightsman. That will bring out the caution, though, as he is now going to fall all the way to the back to 23rd position, actually 21st. That is not what he wanted to see. There it goes again, spinning it around, saves it off the wall. What a good save for Sean Brightsman, as he's going to roll it backwards. Again, he is going to drop all the way to 21st position. So that is definitely going to be a setback, but he is a very fast driver, so I do look to see him working his way back up through the field. So right now, let's take a look at your top 5 after 30 laps completed. It is now Jeff Stabnow still out front, followed by Chris White, John Ottenbacher, Josh Cushman, and now Andy Vogt will make his way into the top 5. Mark Walls in 6th position, just on the outside looking in. So this could get very interesting, folks, if he can hang on to it. Right now, he is in the lead. If he can win, that'll be 2 weeks in a row that he put that new leader, number 24 Chevrolet pickup, into victory lane. As it looks like the 42 of David Heath is going to get a lap back. So everybody, except for Ray Forner, right now on the lead lap. He is 3 laps down. So I'm sure if we have some more cautions, he will get some laps back, and he may be back on the lead lap here very shortly. Alright, again, while we have him in here, thanks everybody for tuning in here tonight on YouTube. Definitely, if you are new here tonight, definitely if you like the racing, hit that subscribe button. As always, if you like the racing for this particular race, definitely give it a thumbs up. Let us know, and the drivers know that you like the racing here tonight. As again, we are just about ready to go back green flag racing. Once again here in the Radiant Skin 150, presented by Sanctuary Studios. Again, I do expect to see some great racing. Big shout out to all the sponsors on board here tonight. Sim Speed Shop, HRE Motorsports, Elite 7 Racing, Virtual2Reality.tv, Dirt Code Media House, IndyCar, Ohio IndyCar League, Highway, New Leader, and Sanctuary Studios. Big shout out to all those sponsors for jumping on board. Here is this time by. We should see the lights go off and get the green flag next time by. There it is. Lights are off. Switch to camera 1 here as we are now getting ready to get the green flag this next time by. Alright, you see it, green flag is just about to come out as we'll watch the leader, the number 24, Jeff Stabnow, getting him ready to take the green flag. There it is, a little bit of a jump there, but he gets it, green flag is out, and he has already got a huge lead over Josh Cushman right now. We're going to take a look back here to second place as Josh Cushman is going to get by Chris White. Those two still battling it out right now. Mark Walls behind them in the 29 is in the 4th position as he gets by the 089 of John Ottenbacher. Ottenbacher is going to keep digging though, see if he can't get that highway. Number 29 machine back into a 4th position, and here comes the 10 right on his back bumper. That is Andy Vogt. Andy gonna hang in there one more time, see if he can't get by. Put up a driver bar here for just a little bit so you can see. Again, Jeff Stabnow is your race leader as of lap 37 now as it goes by. Josh Cushman in 2nd place right now. Chris White in 3rd. Mark Walls in 4th. John Ottenbacher in 5th position. Andy Vogt in 6th. 7th place goes to Trenton Barrington right now. 8th place, Ryan Maines, Gary Nichols, and 9th. And rounding out your top 10 is Brad Carpenter. So we talked to Brad Carpenter earlier in practice, and I do expect to see him moving up. He has been putting a good run together. We saw him pretty fast in practice, putting on some good moves, getting by people. So be looking for him to move his way up into the top 5, at least a solid top 10 here tonight. And ones we want to see move up, or we expect to see up, is right there as a caution's going to come out, and it's going to be the 02 here. I'll take a look. It is going to be Trenton Barrington in the 02, so let's go back and take a look. What happened to the 02 of Trenton Barrington? Just gets it loose all by himself, spins it around. Does he save it? He does save it off the wall. And then, bam, right there, the 23 of David Applegate gets into the back of him. Again, he was spinning. Applegate having nowhere to go. As we'll go back up to live. That truck is damaged heavily to the front and the back. And he is actually driving that car half sideways right now. So, very interesting to see him driving sideways. He is going to have to go to pit road and get that truck fixed. But your race leader still is the 24 of Jeff Stabnow. And it looks like the 90 of Scott Mann is out of this race early in the number 90 machine. He is the only driver out of this race at the moment. So 41 laps is what we're on right now. We have completed 40 laps. As we'll take a look here, this is short track racing though. 5 cautions, 22 laps under caution. Currently 110 to go. But that's to be expected here with these short track racing. As you see, the 26 of Ray Horner is going to get a lap back there, so he is now only 2 laps down. Again, let us know in chat. We've seen a few people in here. We got some Ottenbacher fans out there. Do you have a favorite driver that you would like to see in victory lane here tonight? There are a lot of great drivers out here. As the lights are still on, taking a look at your top 5 now. They have changed up again. It is now Jeff Stabnow still out front. He has been there all the race anyway. He has led every lap, followed by Josh Cushman, Chris White, Mark Walls in 4th now, followed by John Ottenbacher in 5th. Looking on the outside is Andy Vogt. So Andy Vogt going to try to get his way back into the top 5. All right. So we do have a white fan, so why not here? Let's go on board with Mark Walls here for the restart. As we'll go on board with the new leader cam here with Mark Walls. A big shout out to them sponsoring this, and he is running their logo here tonight, so we'll go on board with him for the restart. Alright, there you go. Lights are off, so this time by we will get the green flag. Alright, pace car is driving off. And let's take a look over at his hand movements here. We're going to see just how much he's having to turn this wheel as the green flag is getting ready to come back out once again. There it is. Green flag is out once again. Jeff Stabnow. Here comes Mark Walls in 2nd place. He's going to try to run him down. You see just how much he's having to turn that wheel here tonight. He is turning it a lot more than we watched him turn it in or at Daytona. As they make very subtle movements, as you'll see, he really is having to turn that wheel to get around this track. As almost 90 degrees turn there. So, definitely not what you are used to seeing there at these bigger super speedways. As we'll go back to our other camera, as he's got company coming right now from Josh Cushman trying to take 2nd place from him. And it looks like Cushman may get it here going into turn 3, as they're going to be side by side. And here comes Andy Vogt getting into the mix, as well as the 35 of Chris White. Look at them side by side at the line, and it's going to be Cushman that takes the position, as he's going to slide up in front. Almost contact made. There goes the 10. Contact is made. The 10 of Andy Vogt somehow manages to save that just a little bit, but he has major damage to the front of the truck, as you can see just how much. I don't think it'll play too much of a factor here, but back up to the front is, we'll go to there it is right there. Andy Vogt still getting in here. John Ottenbacher trying to get into the mix as well. He is currently sitting in 6th place at the moment. Back up to Cushman, who has no competition with at the moment. Nobody trying to battle him for that position. But there's your leader, Jeff Stabnow, out front. So Stabnow putting on a good run here tonight in this race. Cushman currently 2nd. Mark Walls has company coming from the 35 of Chris White. So can Chris White get by Mark Walls for 3rd position? Again, that is a podium finish, so he definitely wants to get up there and get that position from him. But meanwhile, your leader, Jeff Stabnow, 0.666 seconds ahead of second place, Josh Cushman. And those front two are really pulling away right now, as you see Mark Walls, Chris White, and Ottenbacher, John Ottenbacher, battling right here for second position. The front two are pulling away. Jeff Stabnow really pulling away, as we'll see at the line what kind of difference he has. Still saying 0.666. So he's not pulling away. There it is, 0.566. So 1/10 second slower as Cushman is catching Stabnow. So we'll keep an eye on that. As now it's going to go to 0.716, now 0.6. So that gap is fluctuating depending on where they are. So we're going to keep an eye. But right now it is Mark Walls in third, hanging on to it barely from Chris White and John Ottenbacher. And here comes Chris White, going to try to make it here. If he can stick his nose in there, couldn't quite complete it. But that's not stopping him. He's going to do it one more time in 3, coming out of 4. He's going to try it one more time. Still nothing happened as Mark Walls almost gets into the wall. He may have touched it there just a little bit, but it wasn't enough for Chris White to do anything with it, as he's still right behind him. But he's going to keep digging, take it to the inside one more time, see if he can't get by him. Here he's got to get by him if he wants to get in the third position, but he just can't quite complete the pass. There he goes one more time in 1. Still nothing happening. Let's go back a little bit further. We'll keep an eye on that battle as well, though. As we're going to go back here. Back to 9th position is Braden Peters. Brandon Peters, sorry about that. Brandon Peters did have damage earlier. He used his fast repair on that number 25. Actually, doesn't look like he did. He still has the damage, as he is in the group right now. For 7th position, Gary Nichols is leading that group right there of 7th place, 7th, 8th, and 9th. 10th getting in here as well of Carl Burke. So those guys in their own little group. Looking back behind them in 11th position is leading it right now, Jason Hunt. He's leading the next little group of Jason Hunt, Doug Hunt, David Heath, and now Sean Brightsman. Again, we saw him spin all by himself, as he's battling right now back to 14th position. So not where you want to be right now. So we're going to go on board with him just for a minute and see what he is doing to try to get by these. We'll switch to the cockpit camera here, as you can see him trying to battle with these two. He's got to get by the 42, who is actually on the lead lap now. He did go 2 laps down, I believe, earlier in this race, but he is now back on the lead lap, just ahead of him in 12th position. So again, Sean Brightsman trying to get by if he can, just unable to do so at the moment. Oh, and a caution may come out there. We got a car going around. It does indeed. Caution is out. So let's go back and look and see who it's going to be. It looks like Carl Burke going around in the 53. So let's take a look. Was contact made there? Possibly, maybe just a little bit there. That did not bring it out, though. There it is, coming out of turn 4 once again. Smacking the inside wall is the 53 of Carl Burke. Again, we have seen that many, many times already in this race. Turn 4, very treacherous place to be. That is not where you want to be. Coming out as you get loose, and that inside wall is not very forgiving. As it looks like we are under caution here. Jeff Stabnow still out front. We have yet to see anybody make any pit stops here with 59 laps completed. We're on lap number 60. Let's get a word in with Jeff Stabnow, see if we can't get him in the booth real fast. Jeff Stabnow, you got a copy?
Hey, I got you, Charles.
Well, we keep talking about you up here. You've led every lap so far. We are on lap 60. You know, we talked to you outside of the track the other day, and you said you gave us a couple of guys that would be the beast, as you call them, be up here at front. But it looks like you're the one up front right now. So, did you learn something in that last practice?
I just kept telling myself this was a super speedway.
Well, it definitely is quite a bit smaller than a super speedway, but if that's what it takes to get you up front, is where you're hanging in there right now, you're doing a great job. So any little secrets other than making it seem like a super speedway to you?
You know, it's all about getting in that corner. Actually, the track's kind of slick. We got a lot of cars out here and had a mountain practice, and a lot slicker than what we'd been practicing in. So just trying to find a place in the corners there to get some grip on those front tires and not spin the back tires on the way off. So I've actually spent a lot of time just searching for a good line. Hard to find grip out here.
That it is. We can see that grip building up there. It's getting real slick. So what has been the preferred line here, as we don't have much more time? Has it been the higher lane or the low lane that's been the better line for you?
It's kind of been a hybrid a little bit. Maybe a little bit lower in 3-4, but definitely higher in 1 and 2.
Well, that is it does happen sometimes. Hopefully nobody is watching and heard that, but they might get your trade secrets there. But we're going to get you back up there, and looks like y'all are getting ready to go.
All right, man. Sounds good.
All right, again, that was Jeff Stabnow, your race leader at the moment here, as the lights actually are still on, so we're going to take one more lap. All right, so taking a look here, we'll take a quick look at our cautions before we go green. 6 cautions here tonight. Again, it's short track racing. It does happen for 30 laps, so we've actually had over half of the race under green flag conditions thanks to that last green flag run. 88 laps to go, so we are winding down on laps very quickly here. As you take a look, we've had the top 6 drivers have 63 laps on their tires, 41 for Brandon Peters in 7th. Behind that, everyone has pitted. So this could get very interesting here tonight. As there it is, green flag is out in the air once again. Put up the top 3 for you as they are going to double file into turn 1. So again, what a good run for these guys. Everybody here tonight putting a good run together. It looks like Sean Breitzman's going to get it way out of shape once again, getting more damage to that truck, but he hangs on to it this time and does not go around. As you can see, the front of that truck is very crinkled up right now, so that is unfortunate for him. Everybody kind of single filing out, as we have to go all the way back here to the 78 of Dan Stuzzi to find the first double wide action here going on in the races. Looks like he is way off pace at the moment. So very interesting. He's actually going to lose a few positions. Everybody's passing him on the high side. As you see, Mark Walls was up front, but he is back in 14th position, now 13th, as he did pit and get some fresh tires on that number 29 new leader Walls Beardco truck, that Chevrolet. So he's got some fresh Goodyear rubber on those cars. Back up front, nobody battling for the lead right now. Jeff Stabnow up front. Josh Cushman in a second, and Chris White still putting the pressure on him to see if he can't get that second position. Again, Chris White has just not been right there enough to get by, but he is putting the pressure on Josh Cushman with every lap trying to get by him. Again, that is a battle for second position. And it may do it this time. We'll see here. Still unable to complete that, as you may see a John Ottenbucker get in here soon. He is closing in on that gap quite quickly. We'll see if he can possibly do so. But again, out front is Jeff Stabnow. As we were just talking to him, he has led every lap so far here in the race, pretending it's a super speedway. Obviously that is working for him here tonight, as he is a rocket ship here. His fastest lap at 21.501 to a 21.754 of Josh Cushman, who is still hanging on to second position barely, as he has got Chris White coming behind him very quickly. So we'll see if he can do anything here with them. We're going to take a look here. Sean Breitzman back in 8th position. So he is moving forward, even with that damage to that truck. We saw him spin on his own earlier, and he is working his way back up through the field. Again, damage not going to be too big of a factor here. This isn't a super speedway, so you don't need to worry about too much aerodynamics going on. Right ahead of him, Brandon Peters in the 25 also had some damage, still has that damage to the front of his truck, but it is not slowing down him one bit. And what are we going to look at? In 6th place right now, Ryan Maines in that number 17 machine. We talked to him during qualifying, or right before qualifying actually, and he was very fast as the caution is going to come out. It's going to be the number 12 of Jason Hunt once again, so let's go back and take a look. What happened to the number 12? There it is once again. Turn 4 bites another driver as he gets into the inside wall once again. Turn 4 has been a killer here tonight. Just about every caution we have seen has come in turn 4 as the drivers come out of that turn, and it is so slick. As you heard Jeff Stabnow say just a few moments ago, it is a very slick track, a lot slicker than they are used to, as it looks like a lot more people are going to come to pit road here. So let's go take a look here at pit lane. As you see them all coming in, several drivers not coming to pit road, so we'll see who doesn't come in and who does come in here in just a minute. As it looks like Jeff Stabnow staying out, Chris White's going to stay out, David Applegate, Mark Wall's going to stay out, David Heath, Doug Hunt, Dan Astuzzi, Thomas Green, and Mike Peterson going to stay out. Everybody behind them coming down pit road as you see them coming out now. So again, a lot of drivers coming out here as there is the entrance in that. So again, it's very interesting how many drivers are not pitting. You still have Jeff Stabnow with 74 laps on those tires. He must not be too worried about tire wear here tonight. Obviously, if he was, he would get in and get some good new Goodyear tires on that truck, but he's not. So again, 75 laps on him now. The next person behind him is now David Applegate with 16 laps on those. So much fresher tires here in this race. But again, tire wear not playing a factor for Stabnow as he is out front and has led every lap. So we'll see if that strategy plays off for him here in the closing laps, as we are now just at halfway. So next time by, we will officially be over, or right at halfway to go. 7 cautions for 33 laps of the race. But again, we like to say cautions will breed cautions. This is short track racing, and unfortunately it does happen from time to time, especially with this slick of a track. Alright, we do have another lap here, so let us know for the restart. Do you have somebody you want us to go on board with us here? Let us know in chat. If we can see it in time, we will go on board with that driver here. Alright, it looks like we are getting ready. The lights are off on the pace car, so everyone is getting double file here. Get another big start for Jeff Stabnow, but green flag is out once again. So interesting start there. Everybody getting strung out pretty quickly here. But here comes David Applegate trying to get up there, and Mark Walls is going to make it very interesting for him if he can. Again, to put up the driver bar for you there, Mark Walls right behind David Applegate in 3rd position. The question is, can Walls get by Applegate for 2nd position? So we're going to take a look a little further back here. Right in here, look at the group of cars going on here between the 77, the 8, the Thomas Green, Gary Nichols, Andy Vogt, Brad Carpenter, all these guys mixing up right now, as they are not giving anyone an inch right now. They are battling very closely together. They are almost making it 3 wide. They may think it's a super speedway as well. So taking a look further back here, Ryan Maines currently in 14th. As we were just talking about him when the caution came out. Do a look to see him move further. He was very fast in practice. But right now he is sitting back in 12th position. So he definitely wants to move up just a little bit. As it's showing 14th right there, but it will update once he crosses the line. There it is to 12th position. The 13th car, that is Brad Carpenter, is going to scrape the wall just a little bit, so not a whole lot of damage, but just a little bit to that number 13 machine here tonight. There's the 14, looks like he may get into the wall as well, but he does hang it tight, but he does not get into it. Good job for him to stay off that. But you see just how close they come to the wall right there. As they're 3 wide going into turn 1. These guys are relentless back here at the back of this field, as they are not giving anything up. We are keeping an eye on those top 2 drivers right now. 0.25 separate them. So we're going to go back up there now. Is that David Applegate is closing in top 3, top 4, really getting a good mix on here. So David Applegate may make a run for the lead. If he does, he will be the only other person to lead any laps here in this race other than Jeff Stabnow. So interesting, you saw him get involved in an incident earlier. He had nowhere to go but into the side of another truck. And he did manage to get that fast repair done. And look at him now, battling for the lead right now with the 24 of Jeff Stabnow, running that Walls Beard Co. new leader, number 24 Chevrolet truck here tonight. So can he get by him is the question. Contact may have been made there. Oh, Jeff Stabnow is going to go around. Caution is out. Let's go back and take a look. And those are teammates getting there together. The 29er Mark Walls. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened. What happened here between the 20... Oh, I'm not sure they officially touched there. It may have been a little bit of contact, and that sends the 24 and the 29 teammates running both new leader Chevrolets going around at one time as we have another caution out. That is not what you wanted to see. Again, I'm not sure if officially any major contact was made. It didn't look like it was a whole lot of contact, if any, but it was enough to spin him around as he's going to bring it to pit road. That is unfortunate. He led so many laps here, but that will turn the lead over to the 23 of David Applegate. So we'll see if we can't get a word in here with Mark Walls here as he is taking a look here. He is leaving pit road as soon as he gets off pit road. We'll see if we can't get a word in with him. Mark, you got a copy?
10-4.
Well, first off, not sure if we were trying to figure out if any contact was made there between the 24 and the 23. Those two, it looks so close. I'm not sure if they actually touched or if it might have been a little net code, but you got involved in it. We've seen you come to the back. It looked like you made a pit stop when not many others did. You worked your way all the way back up to the front. So the question is, did you use your fast repair? We do see you 1 lap down, but doesn't mean you're technically out of it at this point.
Yeah, we definitely had to use a repair. It was too much damage. We got collected and nowhere to go, so unfortunately we had to.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. It was both of the new leader Chevrolets getting tangled up there together. So that's never what you want, is to be collected there with friends or teammates. It's unfortunate, but again, you had nowhere to go. That's the product of short track racing here. So it is unfortunate, but looks like y'all are getting ready here, so we're going to cut this too short. But any shout-outs you want to give real fast?
Yeah, I just got to thank New Leader for coming on board with the truck sponsor. Amazing company. And we got to thank Sanctuary Studios for putting this thing on for us for the series.
All right, we'll get you back up there as y'all are racing, so good luck.
10-4.
All right, green flag came out there, so we do apologize for not having him in his proper place there, but green flag is out regardless. So let's go back up to the front. David Applegate out front. Not much battle going on there. There's the 46 of Sean Breitzman working his way back to second position. He was there earlier, and he is putting on a heck of a run right now to Gaetain, almost getting it loose once again. We're going to go for a little further back here to the rest of this field. Look at the battles going on right now. As you see a battle for a 5th position, Ryan Maines, Josh Cushman, and Andy Vogt. All these guys getting it together here. Right now the main battle is for 7 between Andy Vogt and Gary Nichols. Looking right behind them, we don't want to count these guys out either here. Brandon Peters, Jason Hunt, and Chris White, who is now back in 11th position. He did pit, so he is back in 11th position. He's going to try to bounce his way back up, get by these guys. But again, the 25 of Brandon Peters did go get some damage repaired a little bit. He's still got some, but that is a huge group of cars right there. So they're going to try to make a 3 wide for a split second there. Then they thought better of it and kept it back as we are now approaching the 95, almost coming up on the 100 mark. 4 laps. So laps again are winding down very quickly here tonight. So taking a look back, let's go back here to about 14th position. Brad Carpenter hanging on to it right now. As you see those both, the 29 and the 24, trying to work their way back up right now. They are currently 19th and 20th being scored. So they're going to try to work together possibly here and get their way back up to the front. Both of them did use fast repairs. As you see, they have nice, clean trucks here on lap number 95. Both the new leader, Walls Beard Co. Chevrolets. As you see the 13 getting into the wall there just a little bit, as he has got some serious damage to the right side of that truck. And we see smoke going, and we'll take a look. It is going to be, taking a look here, there it is, the 17 of Ryan Maines. So what happened? Let's go back and take a look. And what happened to Ryan Maines here? Cushman next to him did, contact may have been made, but I think the 17 got into the wall a little bit or something. Not sure exactly what happened there, but the 95 of Cushman and the 17 of Ryan Maines did get together there. Contact was made after a possible contact with the wall. So that is unfortunate, as those two do collect into each other, bringing out the caution here. As we'll take a look, that is our 9th caution of the race here. 40 laps under caution. We are on lap 97, 54 laps to go. So we are over halfway done with this race already. As you see the 17 on pit road along with the 95 on pit road. So let's go back and take a look here. Your race leader now is still David Applegate. So we got the Intel truck up front. We'll see if he can keep it there here tonight. We'll take a look at our top 5, who has drastically changed from the last time we got to check and look at this. It is now David Applegate out front, Sean Breitzman in 2nd, Doug Hunt in 3rd, John Ottenbacher 4th, and Andy Vogt in 5th position. Again, you're watching the Radiant Skins 150 presented by Sanctuary Studios, and it has been a good race so far, not disappointing at all. Definitely short track racing at its finest. Yes, we've had a few cautions here, but again, that is part of the short track experience, especially with 27 drivers here. This track has slicked off. Again, they had almost a 2-hour practice. So you get all those drivers out there and it carries over. This track will get very slick and very hot, and it does become just like an oil slick out there. So the fact that these drivers can even hang on to it right now is just outstanding. right, again, we are just almost, we're actually going to be at the 100 lap mark here. So we will have less than 100 laps there, less than 50 laps to go. Once we get the green flag right there, we are on lap 100 of 150. So again, we told you laps are going to wind down fast here. Cautions are getting fewer and far in between now, as some of the guys have been falling off here, unfortunately, a little earlier than they wanted to. Again, the drivers out of this race get earlier than they wanted. Scott Mann out of the race, Trenton Barrington out of the race, Ricky Bozer out of the race, and Carl Burke out a little bit earlier than they wanted to be. But it looks like we are just about ready. There it is. Green flag is back in the air once again. David Applegate leads them to the line. Lap 101 of 150 is underway. We're going to take a look back here to fourth position. Chris White's going to hang on to it over Doug Hunt. We haven't talked about Doug Hunt too much. Andy Vogt we have, as he's going to get by. Doug Hunt in the 49 is falling several positions now. As you'll watch him now, it looks like the 25 is going to get by him as well, of Brandon Peters. So he does indeed get by him. And now we have a battle going on once again between Ottenbacher and the 35 of White. So again, Chris White in the 35, the 09 of Ottenbacher, battling very hard here. So we're going to put the driver bar up, and we're going to switch to a TV1 here. As you can see just how close these guys are. It looks like the 35 of Chris White's going to hang on to it, and he's going to get sideways. Caution comes out. Oh, major damage there too, and we got major pile up behind them too, as there are several cars. Let's go back and take a look at this. This is not what brought the caution out, folks. It looked like the 35 got a little loose there in front of Ottenbacher, but that brought out the caution. But this is after the fact here in the back of this field. As you see, the caution was already out at this point. You see the 8 get into the 17, the caution's out. And just watch what happens here in the back. The 14, there it is. Nobody checking up in time. Major contact happens involving many cars. The 49, 78, 17, 24, 8, 14. The 29 somehow squeezing through that all. I'm not sure how he managed to save that. But several cars getting to into that, as a lot of cars are going to be on pit road after that. As you see the 8 right now, just watch how he is driving that truck sideways right now. He has got some major suspension damage to the back of that truck. So that being said, look who is out front now. Your new race leader is the 46 of Sean Brightsman. So what a run for him. He has major damage to the front of that, but he is ahead of David Applegate right now. So he is your third leader here for the night. We'll see if he can hang on to it over David Applegate. Taking a look at your top 5 right now after 104 laps completed. It is Sean Brightsman out front, followed by David Applegate. John Ottenbacher in third, Andy Vogt in fourth, and Brandon Peters in fifth position right now. Again, a good run for these guys, man. That was a big one, and we talked to Jeff Stabnow earlier about how he was pretending this was a super speedway. Well, that was just about like a super speedway wreck. That was a big one. As we go under caution here, take a look. That is our 10th caution of the night. The big one did technically bring out the caution, but that was a after fact of it, and it was a doozy of a caution here. 45 laps under caution here of the 106. As we have 45 laps to go. 2 lead changes here tonight. So definitely a interesting one. We've had 3 different leaders. The 46 of Sean Brightsman, the 23 of David Applegate, and leading the most laps up to now anyway was Jeff Stabnow, who is currently back in 14th position. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in here tonight. As always, we want to give a big shout out to all the fans watching here tonight. If you have not, hit that subscribe button to get notified of all the races we do, and definitely hit that thumbs up if you like the racing here itself tonight. And as always, we want to thank all the sponsors that make all of this possible. Sim Speed Shop, HRE Motorsports, Elite 7 Racing, Virtual 2 Reality.tv, Dirtco Media House, and Ohio IndyCar League. And on the racing side of things, Highway, New Leader, and Sanctuary Studios. Again, thanks for all those partners for coming on aboard here, as it looks like we are just about ready. I believe the lights may be out, as we're going to take a look here. Let's switch the camera there. Lights are out on the pace car, so we're getting the green flag this time by. Alright, there it is. Green flag's out. We're racing once again here at Lucas Oil Raceway. Again, I do expect to see some great racing as we're going to switch cameras here. We're going to go back to John Ottenbacher, who is the one. He has a lot of damage to the front of that truck now. So does the 10 of Andy Vogt. In front of him, the 35 is going around. He saves it somehow. What a save for Chris White. That truck was almost 90 degrees sideways coming out of turn 4. Somehow he saves it, but he's going to lose a position to Josh Cushman now of 8th place, as he's going to scrape the wall once again. He's got quite a bit of damage. That truck is probably not handling the way he wants it to right now. As you see a truck going around, that's the 17, the 35 back into the wall, and it looks like we have the 12 going around as well. Jason Hunt. No, it's not Jason Hunt. Let's take a look and see who it was. Thomas Green may have been it. It was Thomas Green indeed, so let's go back and take a look. There it is. Do you see all the contact being made? Smacks the wall there. That's what brought it out there. Contact between the 24 and the 77 back there. Again, that is technically what brought the caution out. Thomas Green going around, collecting the 24 of Jeff Stabnow. So Stabnow leading so many laps here to now be back in 15th position at the moment. That is not where he expected to be, I'm sure, after leading so many laps. He's got heavy damage to that truck, 1 lap down. Mark Walls just ahead of him, also 1 lap down in the number 29 machine. That is not where he expected to be either, as these guys were up front for a big chunk of this race. So again, it's just an interesting race here. As you see the 29, he was the first car a lap down, so he is actually going to get his lap back here, as you're going to see him power around this track, get back to the tail of the field. So if a caution comes out again, that will put, we'll see here, Jeff Stabnow in the 24 back on the lead lap if a caution does come out. So very interesting. Everybody has made pit stops. Wondering if tires are definitely going to be playing a factor here. Not 100% sure. It looks like your leader, Sean Brightsman, has 40 laps on his tires, but he's also made 4 pit stops already. Right behind him, David Applegate, he has made 5 pit stops with 55 laps on his tires. So he made a lot of pit stops early in this race, as we are closing up on lap 115. So very shortly we will be within a 25 lap window. So stuff could get very interesting in the closing laps of this race. That will all be determined here shortly. But right now, Sean Brightsman is your race leader. And he will lead them down. You see right there, they're just kind of coasting right now. You're saving a little bit of fuel, so we'll see if anybody comes back to pit road. Everybody in the top 6 right now, from David Heath up, have at least 30 laps on their tires, so this could get very interesting here to see if those tires hold up for the remainder of this race, or if we're going to see some of these guys come down pit road for some fresh Goodyear rubber. All right, for the restart here, we'll go on board with David Applegate here. Let's take a look here. Once we get the one to go, we'll go on board with him for the restart. Lights are off, so let's go on board with David Applegate here. As we'll watch him and see just what he can do. And that Sean Brightsman will lead him. But right now, it is going to be, we're going on board with David Applegate in the number 23 Intel machine here tonight. So we'll see what he can possibly do as green flag is just about ready to come out. There it is. They are on the loud pedal. Green flag is out once again. And you'll see him how he's having to work that wheel. Not as much as some have. He does have that thing turned, but not quite to the extent that we've seen some drivers turning that wheel. As he is going to baby it just a little bit. Don't want to push it in there too hard. If you do, you might just spin out. So a good job for him to do so. As we'll go back to another camera angle here. And you see everyone already single filed out here for probably the first 8 to 10 cars. So we have to look back all the way back to 9th position with Jason Hunt trying to go to the outside if he can muscle his way by Josh Cushman. Right now, he is running the Radiant Skins paint job here, not running his normal paint job here that we normally see on him. It looks like we got a car going back there. Who's that? Caution does come out. Not sure. It might have been Chris White. Let's go back and take a look. No, it wasn't him. We'll go back and take a look here and see who spun out. Oh, it was the 24 of Jeff. No. Who was it? The 29 of Mark Walls possibly going around. It was the 29 of Mark Walls going around. So take another look here. We'll take a look at that, see what happened. Racing with the number 8 of Gary Nichols. We'll see, did they have contact there, or is it just the treacherous turn 4 again? I believe it was just turn 4. Gets it a little out of shape there, and ooh, the 77 does get into the back of him, or into the side of him technically, as that will spin him around again. Just turn 4 being turn 4 here tonight. He's still on the lead lap at the moment. We'll see if he can hang on to it, as leaders are still in the backstretch. So if he can get in, get some repairs done, he may make it back out in time to stay on the lead lap. That may give the lead lap back to the 24 of Jeff Stabnow, as he is the first car at lap down. So lucky break for him, as that again is caution number 12 for 54 laps, 30 laps to go. It looks like he will get the lucky dog here, but he is going to pull it to pit road. So we'll find out if he officially does get that here in the next lap or so. Sean Brightsman out front, though. He has led the last probably 20 to 25 laps of this race. So a big shout out to him. All right, lap 122 of 150 is underway right now. Again, we will definitely be checking in here to see who is going to win this race right now. John Ottenbacher is in second place. He's got heavy damage to that truck, but not sure. I don't think he is going to be any factor here, or the damage is going to be any factor. He may be a factor, as those two, Sean Brightsman and John Ottenbacher, have definitely been a factor here in this race. Andy Vogt right behind him. David Applegate in third and fourth, and Brandon Peters up to fifth. Again, just about every one of these has had damage or has damage, And right now they are up at the front, so this could get very interesting in the closing laps of this race. As we will take a look here again, 12 cautions, I believe what it was. We had reset there just a little bit, see if we couldn't fix any of that little sluggishness we were having. We have had more than 2 laps under caution. 27 laps ago, 2 lead changes. This could be a very interesting finish here. Looks like we will have 25 laps to go when we get the green flag. They are doubling up here, so this is going to be a great finish. All right, green flag is back out. Put the top 3 back up to for you to see. And another fantastic race here for the Northwest Truck Series. You're watching the Radiant Skin 150, presented by Sanctuary Studios. John Ottenbacher trying to make a run here. He's got, again, a little bit of damage on that highway number 089 Toyota, but it's not slowing him down any as we took a look back here to 3rd, 4th, and 5th. David Applegate, Andy Vogt, and Brandon Peters, as it looks like Vogt is going to try to get behind him. Can't quite complete the pass, and we'll put up the driver bar so you can see exactly who we are watching here tonight. David Applegate, what a run he has put together. He is hanging on to it with everything he can. Had damage early in the race, got his fast repairs on, and he's still got a little damage to the back bumper. So somebody's been giving him the chrome horns here tonight, but he is still hanging on to it. Ones that we thought would be a little higher up that are not here due to wrecks and incidents that happened back here at the back. He's on pit road. Chris White, Jeff Stabnow on the track right now, still 1 lap down. That is unfortunate for him, but Mark Walls, what a trooper, as we'll take a look here at him. He is currently battling for 8th position with Brad Carpenter back in 9th right now. He's trying to work his way back up through the field with damage to that truck. But that is not showing him down at all in that number 29 Walls Beard Co. new leader Chevrolet truck here tonight. He's powering his way as he's going to take 8th place from Brad Carpenter. Josh Cushman back up to a 7th position now as he is fighting his way through this field as well with damage to that truck. So every truck out here just about has damage. One surprising one, we saw him spin out twice all by himself, is the number 12 of Jason Hunt. And look where he's at right now, sitting in 6th position. What a run for him here tonight. It looks like he's going to pass the 10 of Andy Vogt to take 5th position. Those two side by side down the backstretch, going to drag race it to turn 3. And we'll see who is going to be at the line. This could be very interesting back here for 4th position. And it's going to be Jason Hunt, but here comes Andy Vogt. They're side by side. Again, they're battling for 5th position right now. And it looks like it is going to be the 12. He is going to claim that position, but not for long. Here comes Andy Vogt once again. These guys, again, a really good battle for 5th position. Just ahead of them right there is David Applegate and Brandon Peters. That's a battle for 3rd position, as these guys also putting on a good battle. As you see, Jason Hunt in the 12 finally gets by the 10 of Andy Vogt here tonight. Looking up there, there's 2nd place John Ottenbacher running that 089 Walds Beer Co. highway truck to 2nd place after major damage, getting into the wall there a little bit, scooting all the way to the back, and then powered his way back to the front. But look who's out front right now, the 46 of Sean Breitzman. 2.349 second lead. He is out to a huge lead right now in that also Walls Beer Co. highway Chevrolet. So here for just a minute, we're going to go on board with him and see what it's like in his shoes. So again, we'll be right back. We're going to go on board with him for just a minute. right, we're back. Moving over to Josh Cushman running 7th place right now. That's running on board with him. Again, we have several cars running in 8th place right now. Is running the new leader onboard camera. That is Mark Walls. Again, he had a rough start, even a rough mid-race, but right now on lap 138 of 150, he is back to 8th position. Another one having a tough break, running the other new leader onboard camera here tonight, is Jeff Stabnow. So unfortunately, he led a lot of laps. He's led 83 laps here, the most of anyone, and I believe he probably will lead the most, even if Breitzman does manage to lead every other lap in this race. He should still lead the most laps. He again led 83 laps, but he is currently back in 15th position, 1 lap down. So that is unfortunate for him, as he's got heavy damage. We're going to take a look back up to the front, close to the front anyway. Sean Breitzman, 4.233 second lead over second place John Ottenbacher. So not much of a battle going on there, but David Applegate, Jason Hunt, and Brandon Peters rounding out your top 5 right now. Andy Vogt has been up there in the top 5, and he is currently in 6th, and he's got a lot of damage to the front of that. Mark Walls again in 7th place. Everybody's kind of single filed out with 10 laps to go here in your race. Anything is possible though, so we will keep an eye. But again, that is your race leader right there. As we pull up the driver bar, that is Sean Breitzman out front in that number 46 Walls Beard Co. Highway Toyota here tonight, as he may power that thing to victory after an up and down night, spinning earlier in the race, and he is now leading the race, and he has led 39 laps here tonight so far. Is 9 laps to go, and he's going to take it to the flag stand to make it 8 to go. Here comes the rest of the field though. Jason Hunt looks like he's going to get by David Applegate for 3rd position. Those two still battling it out. We've watched them battle for just about the last 15 or 20 laps. Neither one of them giving an inch here. This could get very interesting for a battle for 3rd position. John Ottenbacher in 2nd and Sean Breitzman in 1st. So really no battles going on right there at the moment, as once again Jason Hunt is going to take 3rd from David Applegate. But now here comes Brandon Peters, going to try to take 4th from David Applegate as well. So Applegate's truck may be falling off just a little bit, not what he wanted to see in the closing laps. Or you may see Jason Hunt, that truck may be picking up quite a bit. As now you got a lap car of the 14, that is Mike Peterson. He is currently 13 laps now and back out on the track, so good trooper there coming back out on the track. Again, 13 laps down at the moment. Applegate's going to pass him as well. Here comes the 25. Going to try to get by him as well. So they're dealing with that. There's not a whole lot of room for him to go anywhere, as everyone's just going to have to try to get by him one at a time. And now look at this, a battle for 2nd position. The highest battle we have, Sean Ottenbacher and Jason Hunt. As you see, 7.3 seconds is how far separate Sean Breitzman and John Ottenbacher with 4 laps to go. This race looks like it is going to be Sean Breitzman's to win. We'll definitely keep an eye, but unless something happens, I believe he does have this one wrapped up here tonight. But I'm not sure about 2nd place though, as here comes David Applegate trying to get back by Jason Hunt for 3rd. Ottenbacher, he has a bit of company coming from the 12 of Jason Hunt and the 23 of David Applegate, but he is definitely hanging on to it at the moment, as there's your leader right there, the 46, and he is going to put it 2 laps to go right there. Again, 2 laps to go here in your race, and Ottenbacher currently running in 2nd. He is being able to hold off everyone as you see him coming across the line, as again we have 2 laps left of the 150. So it has been a fantastic race already. As you see them coming on the backstretch, there's your leader coming across the line to put the white flag out. No caution getting in this race. White flag is in the air, and this is going to be a good finish. I'm sure we can stay with this person, the leader, of course, Sean Breitzman. We can stay with him, as it looks like he is going to get the win, and then we'll switch over to 2nd, 3rd, to see who gets the positions there for that position. There's your winner, though. And we'll switch back here. Looks like it's going to be John Ottenbacher, followed by Jason Hunt. Again, what happened to Ottenbacher? There he goes. He is going to cross the line. No, he drops to 4th. What happened to John Ottenbacher finishing in 4th position? Not sure if he ran out of fuel or what. It looks like he may have run out of fuel here at the very last. That's going to give it to Jason Hunt for 2nd and David Applegate for 3rd position. That is definitely a tragedy. He worked his way up, and he is now stopped on the backstretch. So that is unfortunate. We'll definitely have to get him in here and see what happened. As there's your race winner, though, Sean Breitzman. So again, now that is very unfortunate. Not sure what happened. We're going to step away here, and we will get those top 3 drivers in for your post-race show, so don't go anywhere. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here as we're watching Sean Breitzman burn those tires off. If they could pop, that would be a fantastic sight. It would probably rip some fenders off, but he is definitely doing some great donuts there. But before we get to interviewing him, we do need to get to the rest of the guys. So finishing in 3rd, just about everybody here is going to be a kind of a same trend, up and down. That pretty much describes this race. We saw you get into an incident earlier. There was really nowhere you could go. You just T-boned someone after they got sideways, got some damage, got in there, got it fixed. You come back to finish 3rd. We're getting closer, so you're always my pick running that Intel paint job. We did get you closer. We got you in 3rd place here tonight. So first off, just go over a general of what this race was like here at this little tiny track.
It is an extremely difficult track to run. The fast line outside, it makes passing extremely difficult. So you basically have to know your slide job is going to work, or you really have to have faith in your tires, or some combination of that. So yeah, I started mid-pack and got into an incident within the first couple of laps that made my engine start overheating really badly. So I got that repaired, ran in the back for a while, and then strategy is what got me to the front in the first place, and I'm proud of that. What I'm not proud of, though, is the incident I had with Jeff at the front of the field. I don't want to blame it on Netco because I have no idea what happened, but I feel like I turned him. So I will say Jeff definitely deserved to finish ahead of me on that. But we know we're great friends, and he's going to race me just as hard as I race him. So if I have something coming, it'll be coming later.
Well, we did watch that. It didn't look like there was any contact. If it was, it was barely any at all. Y'all were just racing hard, and we've seen that in just about any form of racing. You race hard, accidents do happen, but like I said, we didn't see any major contact, and so definitely he did have a great run going. But it is unfortunate. Accidents do happen, but like I say, racing is a full contact sport, as Rudy would like to say. So, like I said, short track racing at its finest, you might say. But we saw you were in 4th, and we were trying to figure out what happened to John Ottenbacher. Found out just a few minutes ago his engine blew up. So that is unfortunate for him, but it did get you in 3rd place here tonight. Somebody's misfortune is your fortune here tonight. But either way, everyone really tonight, especially in the top 10, put a great run together. Some people just got a little bit luckier than others. But overall, you did a great job to finish in third place. So any sponsors or shout-out you want to give for that third place finish?
Thanks again to the teammates. Thanks again to Josh Cushman and Sanctuary Studios and Radiant Skin Quality Skincare for sponsoring this race. Thanks again to Highway Equipment Company and New Leader and all the guys that make it possible for us to have this kind of fun week in and week out. As I'll tell you, this is hands down my favorite oval racetrack that I've ever driven a truck on. And so to be able to do that here with these trucks, these guys, in this scenario and come out with a top 3 finish, it means the world to me to be able to thank all those guys for doing it.
All right, definitely probably the best league we've ever covered here, that I've ever covered anyway, on MaxSpeedTV. So again, congrats on third place. Good finish for you. Finishing just one spot ahead, the number 12 of Jason Hunt. Another one, we saw troubles early on. We saw you spin out twice coming out of turn 4. That turn has become very treacherous here in this race, as slick as that track was. But somehow, again, after spinning twice, you managed to come back to finish second position. So would have been a top 3 either way. Obviously, again, John Ottenbacher did blow up there on turn 4. That puts you in second. So, again, give us your take on this track here in this race tonight.
Well, it was pretty much a dirt track tonight. I mean, if you came off either turns 4 or 2 for that matter, it was just slip sliding away. So throttle management was huge, and then fresh tires were huge. Even though I spun out, it gave me the opportunity to go down, grab 4 freshies, and get back in the groove, and it made it a lot easier to navigate through traffic and off the corners as well.
Yeah, well, we talked about it earlier in the race. As slick as this track was, again, I believe I had like an hour and a half, 2 hour practice that helped get it as slick as it was. With 27 drivers here putting some heat into that track. How was the tire wear? Was it any more than you thought it was going to be, or were tires still not really too big of a factor?
The track was pretty easy on tires for the most part. I mean, even though the freshies really helped you with the drive off, I mean, I think a lot of guys ran just about half the race on one set of tires. So if you could maintain them and the setup was pretty well balanced, you could really take advantage of that and stay out for a long period of time without losing too much, it felt like. Because I know when Jeff was out front and I believe Sean was out front, they stayed out for quite a while before they ever came down and got rubber.
We saw at one point they had, I think, 55 and 40 laps on those, and it was going up with every lap. So, again, they said you hit it there. Tires not playing too much of a factor. Did have a few more cautions than probably most people want to see, but we contribute that to the short track racing. It's part of it. You get this small of a track, this many trucks out there with this slick of a track. Cautions are going to happen. It's just part of the sport. But again, overall, you did a fantastic job to come back there from spinning earlier in the race to finish second. So any sponsors or shout-outs you want to give for that great finish here tonight?
Just a shout-out to the whole truck group here that runs. Like I said earlier, this is my first season running with them, and so far it's been an absolute blast. These guys are top notch, and everyone's very courteous, and everybody works together pretty well. So huge shout out to them and the guys that put it on. Of course, Radiant Skin for sponsoring the race this evening, and Sanctuary Studios as well, putting on a great series for us to run here in 2018.
All right, well, again, congrats on a second place. I'm sure that will definitely put you up higher in the point standings. Not sure where you are currently, but definitely can't hurt finishing in second place. Again, finishing one spot ahead of him was your race winner here tonight. We watched him do some serious burnouts there for celebrating the number 46 of Sean Breitzman. First off, you didn't lead the most lap. You led 48. Again, Jeff Stabnow did lead 83, but you led at least the one that counted, and that was the last lap to bring home the victory. So we watched you two struggle, spin out by yourself, turn 4. Again, it has been a problem child for everybody here. Turn 4 just about caught almost everyone here tonight. So again, you recovered from it, and you came back and get the win. So what does it feel like to bounce back and get that victory here tonight?
It's a huge relief. I after that spin and the mistake there out of 4, which I think in that pre-race interview I mentioned that's going to be a treacherous spot, and it bit me. So I was able to keep it off the wall and then start to try to make the charge back, and it's just a relief. After putting all the laps in, working really hard to try to get this truck dialed in for my driving style here at Lucas Oil, I'm just ecstatic, really.
Well, definitely, it was a fantastic race. Like you just said, no driver wants to see a lot of cautions, but at the end of the day, you put this many cars on this slick of a track and this small of a track. Yes, it's not the smallest one here on iRacing, but for this many trucks, it is a fairly small track. And we did see some 2-wide. We even saw some 3-wide racing out there at one point, and pretty much had the big one there. We involved like 8-9 cars in a wreck. That was probably the big one here for such a little track. But looking forward to the next track, I'm not sure exactly what it is. I haven't looked at the schedule yet. But going forward to the next track, which if we look is going to be Atlanta Motor Speedway. So what are your thoughts going into Atlanta with the win here tonight?
So Atlanta, I think we're going to run into some similar situations. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit more drawn out, but I think the exits are going to be the strategic point, keeping those tires gripped enough so that way you're not spinning them off on the exit. Atlanta's a tough track on tires, so I think we're going to see some tire wear play a big part, and I think it'll be a good race next week. I think we'll have lots 2 and maybe even 3-wide battles, and maybe even a high groove. Who knows?
That definitely will be a interesting race to broadcast for sure. I'm looking forward to some more great racing at that track as well. Any sponsors or shout-outs you want to give for that win here tonight?
I got to thank Radiant Skin for sponsoring the race. Tonight's Radiant Skin 150. Shout out to them, and don't forget, if you are looking for any skincare products, whether you're a man or a woman, you can get them at Radiant Skin. Also, don't forget you can get free shipping using a promo code NWTS. And of course, I'd like to thank Sanctuary Studios for bringing us the truck series here. Also like to thank the Highway Equipment Company and Highway of that branch for sponsoring the truck and bringing this to the track. Also like to thank Walls Beard Co. and the Wicked Chassis Racing team. Without them and everybody's hard work to get setups built and work on the trucks, we probably wouldn't have been competing up front there. So, and then lastly, of course, I got to thank MaxSpeedTV for being a part of this great series that we have built here. So.
All right, and we are definitely glad to be on board here. We are just about ready to wrap it up, but we still have some more business to attend to. One of those being your unofficial race results. Again, barring any race control issues, which I don't see too many happening here tonight. It was a fairly simple race. Most of the cautions were just a single car incidents. But coming away with the win here tonight, in the first place is Sean Brightman. Second place, Jason Hunt. Third place, David Applegate. Fourth place, again, very good run, just blew the engine coming out of turn 4. Very unfortunate for him here tonight, but still finished in fourth, John Ottenbacher. And rounding out your top 5, Andy Vogt. Sixth place goes to Mark Walls. A good rebound for him after some incidents earlier in the race. Seventh place goes to Brandon Peters. Eighth place, Josh Cushman. Ninth place, Doug Hunt. And rounding out your top 10 is David Heath. 11th place goes to Brad Carpenter. 12th place, Gary Nichols. 13th, Jeff Stabnow. He is the first car a lap down after leading 83 laps. A very unfortunate end, but he will bounce back next week, I'm sure, and we will see him in victory lane once again. I am sure of it. Looks like 14th is going to go to Brett Johnson. 15th, Ryan Maines. 16th goes to Thomas Green. 17th, Mike Peterson. 18th, Chris White. 19th, Ray Forner. And 20th goes to Sean Freeberg. And taking a look here, the 21st goes to Scott Hutchings. Hutchinson. 22nd, Daniel Porovich. I don't believe he actually started. He did not. So again, those drivers after that not starting the race. So that is unfortunate that they did not start 150 laps down because they did not start. Sean Freeberg, Scott Hutchinson, Daniel Porovich, Dan Stuzzi, Carl Burke, several laps down there. Ricky Dozer, Trenton Barrington, and Scott Mann. Those drivers not starting the race here. So, again, very unfortunate for them that they did not start. Not sure if they just disconnected or what happened there. Maybe having some connection issues. They did not get to start the race here. But again, we want to get through all the sponsors here and make all of this possible on the MaxSpeedTV side of things. SimSpeedShop.com. Make sure you check them out for all your sim racing needs. HRE Motorsports and Elite 7 Racing. Two sponsors here at MaxSpeedTV. Two very great teams at that matter, that keep us going here with donations from time to time. Virtual to reality.tv. You can catch them tomorrow night at the 360 Sprint Cars race that we're putting on there. That is the V2R TV Dirtco Media House 360 Sprint Car Series, presented or powered by Payday GG. Again, the Dirtco Media House. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be on Facebook when we do cover some of these races on Facebook as well. And our newest one, Ohio IndyCar League. Definitely, if you are on iRacing and you are in the Ohio Club on iRacing, check them out for some great IndyCar racing. On the racing side of things, obviously, Radiant Skins. Definitely give them a big shout out. Like I said, go onto their website. Go order some products for them for some face skin needs. You can use the promo code for the league, which is NWTS, all caps, to get free shipping on all their products. So definitely go there. And of course, Highway and New Leader, both divisions of Highway Equipment Company. So definitely go check them out. As well as Sanctuary Studios. This whole series is presented by them, so definitely check all of these great sponsors out. Go to their Facebook pages, website, shoot them a message, let them know you heard about them here on MaxSpeedTV in the Northwest Truck Series race, so that they know that we are getting their name out there for them. These are all great sponsors, great partners that we want to support in any way we can. On behalf of the Northwest Truck Series and the Radiant Skin 150 race presented by Sanctuary Studios and MaxSpeedTV, we will see you at the next race next Thursday night.